Dear brothers and sisters, we all in our lives are trying to do things that we think are important for us to do, whether it be in the physical arena, whether it be in the emotional arena, whether it be in the intellectual arena or the spiritual arena. When we look at how we attain things, we find that generally there are very distinct ways of getting to our goals. Before I start to talk about the different ways, I'd like to talk about an experience of my own life. When I was young, I used to enjoy flying kites. And as a young boy, I flew many, many kites when I was in Delhi. And when you fly a kite in a place like Delhi, there are other kids also who are flying kites, whether they be kids or they be adults. There are many, many people who fly kites because it's a hobby that many people enjoy. And so as I was growing up, I enjoyed flying kites. There was a cousin of mine whose name was Bhagwan Singh, who was about 5 years older than me. And so I used to go to his place, and many a time we would both fly kites, and I learned a lot of flying kites from him. And then as I grew up, I was flying kites by myself in my own house because he used to live about 5-6 miles away with his parents. And so as I enjoyed flying kites, and our neighbors would fly kites, there were people who lived across us who would fly kites, there'd be other people who would come to even the grounds and fly kites from there, and we would fly kites from the rooftop. Now, Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, who at that time did not have the spiritual mantle we put on his shoulders, was still very, very busy. From an early age, being a poet, he would write poetry, and he would spend many hours in reading and in literature. He would work very hard at the office, and many times, right from the office, he would go to Savan Ashram, the ashram where Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj used to live. And Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj at that time would do a lot of seva in the literary arena. And so he would help Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj with many, many activities of the path. And many times he would come home late at night, and then in the morning he would go to work. And one day, as you're having dinner, you get a chance to talk. And as we were talking, I mentioned about my enjoyment with kite flying. And Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj told me, he said, Raji, I used to fly a lot of kites when I was young. And he said, flying kites in Lahore, where you grew up, was a hobby which many, many people had. And so I requested him, how about if one day you can fly some kites with me and teach me or show me how you flew the kites. And so I was very excited that one day I'll have a chance to fly kites and learn from Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj. So a few days went by, and so one day Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj called me and said, okay, tomorrow in the late afternoon I will find some time and I'll come and fly kites with you on the roof. So I got very excited. I got all kinds of kites. I got all kinds of, when you fly kites, you have strings which are attached to the kites, and then you have spools on which these strings are attached. And so I collected quite a few things because I wanted to be sure I was ready for this kite flying experience. And so, when you fly kites, it's not only the joy of like taking a kite and like putting it up in the air. It's also, fulfillment of you being able to achieve something. And what happens when you're flying kites, and a lot of people are flying kites, and especially in the East, the fun is in being able to cut someone else's string. So saying, oh, you cut someone else's kite. And that gives you a lot of satisfaction that you learn the skills, or you have the kind of strings which are, very sharp or very good, which can go and cut someone else's string so that their kite would then fly away and be gone. And so as you fly kites, and there are a lot of people flying kites, it's not only that your kite be up there or go way up there in the sky, but also that you're able to get in there and cut someone else's kite. So when Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj on the next day was able to come with me to the rooftop, so we started to fly kites. And as you fly kites, it's natural that you try to entangle your kite with someone else and try to cut their kites. In India, we call peche, like one kite is going to be entangling another kite. And so on this day, I was the one who was holding the spool, and I was having Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj fly the kite, because I wanted to see and learn from him and see what techniques that he uses as he flies the kite, so that I could better myself. And I had heard a lot about the kite flying in Lahore, and I had heard a lot about kite flying, over the years from many people. And so I thought it'd be really nice if I can get a few more tips. And so what was very interesting is, when you fly a kite, and when you especially are entangling your kite with someone else, you use two different methods of cutting someone else's kite. So one is like if someone's kite is flying like this, and your kite is here, then you bring your kite below here, and let's say this is the kite and this is the string, and you try to bring your string here, and you pull the kite very fast, so your kite comes down here, goes up here, and in the force of trying to go very fast with your string, you are trying to cut someone else's kite. And that was one way that many people fly the kites. And what was very interesting to see was that Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj used a different way. And his way was very, very interesting, and it left a great impression on me, not only for flying kites, but also how to lead your life. So he used this way where if this is the kite of the other person, then instead of going down from here and coming up and pulling very fast, he came from the top and came like this, and instead of pulling fast, he would let his string go very fast. So from the spool, the string would then, he would pull the string very fast from it and let it go and let it go and let it go. So the way the string was going, by letting go of the string, is how he was able to achieve the purpose of being able to cut someone else's kite. And so that day, I saw that many a times. And what struck me after that experience was that in life, we need to let go. Let's not clutch to things. Let's not try to do things very quickly. Let's not say, I'm going to hold this and seize this and just be able to clutch on something. You can get to your goals by letting go, because clutching brings a lot of pain to each and every one of us. We're always reminded about the story about a person who was rich, he's coming from the old times, who saved his money in a jar. And in the jar, over the years, he collected a lot of money, so he hid his jar so no one else would get to his money. But one day, as he's out of the house, a thief comes to his house. And the thief is looking here and there and there, and lo and behold, the thief finds this jar. And as he shakes the jar, he realizes there are coins in it. So he opens the jar up, he puts his hand in, and his hand just barely goes in. So his hand goes in, he feels the coins, he pulls them into his fist, and is trying to bring his hand out and won't come out. Now he's trying and he's trying and he's trying. And he says, something must be wrong. So he lets all the coins go and his hand comes out. Now thinking to himself, I need to get these coins. And he's putting the hand in and trying to take a few coins than before and pull it up and won't come out. And as he's doing all that, the owner of the house comes in. And he hears him and he realizes that if I don't get away, I'll be caught. But his attraction to get the money out keeps his hand in the jar and he's caught. And finally, he ends up in a jail. We all are also in that situation. We hold on to objects of this world, whether it be attachment, whether it be greed. We just want things of this world. We want more possessions for ourselves. We want our bank balance to be big. If we have one thing, we want another. If we have something that we bought 4 or 5 years ago, we want to buy a new model of something. And look at how much time and effort we put in to get the objects of our desires. Many people work overtime, many people do 2 jobs so that they can get objects of this world. And what is very interesting is that as we age, we realize that that was futile. Many people don't even realize that, but many do. As a young person, we want to get this, we want to get this, we want to get this, we want to get this. And as we age and as we start to see people that we care about, people that we love, people that we know, who are then physically passing away, then we realize that whatever they collected, they didn't take anything with them. And many times, after they left, there was a lot of commotion in their family because everyone else wanted this and wanted this and wanted this and started to fight with each other. Many times people are unable to write wills clearly so that there's no disturbance later on, but many people go without writing a will. And then there's all kinds of difficulties that come in the life of the ones who are left behind. Because everyone is trying to grab more than what would be their fair share. And that happens in life with many, many people. But we as an individual in our life are always trying to, connect on all levels. If at the physical level we want more objects for ourselves. If at the intellectual level we want to learn more and learn more and learn more and learn more. If it's the emotional arena, we want to have more relationships, we want to meet with more people, we want to be close to more people. But when we go, none of the objects that we collected go with us. None of what we've learned intellectually is going to help us. And none of our relationships that we've created will go with us. And so as we age, we realize that, because as we see others physically pass away, we see that none of these help them. So the key is to let go. Let go of our desires, of the objects of this world. Let's go of what we think will maybe give us name and fame, and let us go and give. Let go of what we think will make us the guy of the parties, let's say. And let's realize that what really is important is if we've experienced the love of God. what really is important, if we recognize ourselves, what really is important, if we fulfill the very purpose for which we've come into this world, which is to truly know ourselves and to be one with God. If all of our attention is going into the world outside, then we are never going to be able to reach our true home. Saints and mystics over the ages have been telling us that the very purpose for us being in this human existence is to truly experience ourselves, know ourselves. And once we know ourselves, that we're not the body, we're not our brains, we're not our mind, that we are a soul, we're a conscious being, and that soul is a part of the Creator. Then the next step that we need to take is to have the merger of our soul and the Creator. See, if we don't know who we are, we can't get to our goals. So the key to our existence in life, to be successful, is to realize who we truly are. And to realize who we truly are, we need to let go of our attachment to the world outside. Because when we are attached to the world outside, and those attractions are pulling us towards the world, we are always thinking of ourselves as a physical being. A physical being who needs physical objects. An emotional being who needs emotional stimulus to keep on living. An intellectual being who needs intellect to be able to do well. So we need to first get away from that illusion. We are not a physical being, we're not an intellectual being, we're not an emotional being. Those are all aspects of our existence at our true level, which is at the level of our spirit, at the level of our soul. These are all added out outside activities that we're involved in. So we need to get through the shell and get to the depths of who we are. And once we do experience the reality is, then we will be able to take steps towards our goal. So the key to be able to experience ourselves at the level of our soul is to be able to learn the technique of withdrawing, of pulling away, of letting go of all of our connections in the world outside. We need to focus within ourselves. Because giving life to this body is our soul. And to experience our soul, we need to focus our attention within. We have sensory currents through which our senses operate. A sense of sight, a sense of hearing, a sense of smell, sense of taste, and sense of touch are operating through our sensory currents. And they are taking our attention, which is the outer expression of our soul, and putting it in the world outside. We need to bring it in. So we find a quiet place. There's no noise in the area. Sense of hearing is withdrawn. We sit down. More than one person can sit together to meditate, but we make sure no part of our body is touching someone else. So there's no feelings of touch. We're not distracted when they move. We don't change the atmosphere because we feel the Creator created everything. Every place is holy. It's not that only a few places in the world are holy. Every place which has been created by God is holy. So we can meditate at any place. We don't need to light incenses or make the area quote unquote more spiritual, because that will distract us with the sense of smell. We're definitely not going to eat as we meditate, and most people sit down and close their eyes to meditate. So by doing that, you've withdrawn your five senses. The next thing that bothers us is thoughts. As soon as we close our eyes, thoughts come to us. As soon as we get a thought, we're distracted. So we need to let go of the thoughts. And we do that by putting the mind, which is the source of the thoughts, be focused on God. So we do a mental repetition of God's name, so that all the energy and the power of the mind goes into repeating God's name. And it doesn't have any energy to send thoughts to us. So in that state, when the body is still, when the mind is still, we then start to connect with what is called the holy word or the Naam or the Shabd or the divine light and sound of God. And as we experience that more and more and more, we are transported to another arena. An arena which is full of love, an arena full of light. And it's then that enjoyment and states of happiness and bliss and joy all are overtaking our being, because the journey within is a journey of love, is a journey of light. It's awakening us, it's enlightening our path. And with time, as we go on this journey more and more, and with guidance, we're able to soar through the inner spiritual regions and find our merger with the Creator. So our goal of being one with God can definitely be fulfilled in this very lifetime. All that is needed is to let go of everything that is pulling us into the world outside. So let us meditate for a few minutes. Please close your eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeballs should be straight. Focus 8 or 10 inches in front of you. As you close your eyes, those of you who have been initiated in the mysteries of the beyond, please do your Simran. And those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. This repetition of God's name should be done mentally and not out loud. Right in front of you, you'll start to experience vistas and vistas of light opening up. And then within you, each and every pore of your being will be imbued with love, with peace, and with joy. Just enjoy the experience that you have. And that enjoyment that you have will linger on for many, many hours after you come out of that meditative state. So I pray to God Almighty to help each and every one of us experience the divine power within. And as we sit to meditate, it's my prayer to the three great spiritual masters of the past century, Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and Dayal Purush Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, to help each and every one of us connect with the divine power within and to experience the divine light in its effulgence. We'll be sitting for a few minutes. I'll be getting you out of this meditative state at that time, and my best wishes are with each and every one of you. प्लीज लीव ऑफ, छोड़ दीजिए जी।